Hello friends, this is Sagar Shridesh from Komet Study Abroad and welcome to this new video where I am going to talk about the education system in United States of America. Let us talk about the types of institutions in USA. And when we talk about the types of institution in USA, it can be broadly categorized into two things. One is state-owned universities and others are private universities. So this state-owned university can again be classified into two main categories. One is community colleges, then there are many public universities also. So what is the difference between this community colleges and this public universities? Community colleges are basically state-owned colleges and provide degree courses. Rather, they provide associate degree courses. I am going to tell about this associate degree course in a bit more detail in the coming slides. But here just remember that community colleges do not provide degree, they provide associate degree courses, and their fees for that particular state. Suppose that community college is in California for an example. So the fees of any students residing in that particular California state will be less, and for out of state people including the international, the fees will be something different and obviously it will be a bit higher. Then there come public universities. Public universities are again state-owned or the federal government owned university, but then these are large university where you will find a wide range of courses, programs, and these are hugely research oriented university. As I have shown here, these are two examples, University of California and University of Florida. These are state-owned public university. However, there are many such public universities in United States. Now let's come to the private institutions which do have a private university. Technically, private universities are small as compared to the public universities, and their fees are higher as compared to the public university for the very obvious reason that public universities are funded by the government, while the private institutions need their fund either from the sponsors or from the student fees. So obviously their fees are high. Institutions like Harvard, MIT or Stanford all falls under the category of private university. Now let's talk about the type of degrees that are being awarded in United States. Let us first categorize into undergraduate, graduate and research level. So when you go and study at undergraduate level, you can earn two type of a degree. One is associate degree and second is undergraduate. Here in India we call it a bachelor or graduate, we say in India, but in United States it is not called as graduate. In fact, it is called as undergraduate level of studies. So basically you will get a bachelor degree, but then it is called as an undergraduate level. So this is the first. When we talk about the associate degree, so you remember that I said that there are many state-owned universities which are called as community colleges. So these community colleges offer this associate degree which are for 2 years, and suppose if you have done 2 years of associate degree, so now you can do the remaining 2 years at a public university and ultimately you can earn your bachelor degrees over here. Alternatively, you can start from the complete 1 year, first year, and then you can finish your complete 4 year at this public universities or private universities. That means the 4-year programs. And in the graduate level, you will get a graduate degree. So here we say it postgraduate, but in United States you will not find the term postgraduate. Here there you will find undergraduate for the bachelor courses like MS or something like this. So they are basically a graduate courses. So there you will get a graduate degree like MS or those master sort of degrees that you are going to get. Those are all graduate degrees. And then interested in further studies, so you need to go into the research or doctoral programs where you will get courses like Ph.D. Sometimes it is called postmasters or research, doctoral, all such kind of courses. Now let's come to the duration of studies. As I have explained earlier, from the community colleges, you can do an associate degree of 2 years. Once you complete this associate degree from the community colleges, you can directly seek employment. Else, if you wish that you still want to get a bachelor degree, so you could enroll yourself into the 4-year bachelor degree program either in the public university or the private universities. So a community college will give you associate degree of 2 years. Undergraduate degree, that are bachelors, are typically 4 years in United States of America. Then when you go into the masters, which is called as graduate there and postgraduate in India, so certain courses will be for 1 year, and then there are many courses who also goes for 2 years like it goes in India. And if someone is interested in the research like PhD or something, technically it is of 4 to 5 years, but usually it runs between 6 to 8 years in United States. So now let's talk about the admission intakes. The main intake in United States is like India only, where it happens in September. So this September intakes are basically called as a fall intake, and this the calendar year runs between August to May. Then there are other intakes also. The other major intake is the spring intake, which is also called as a January intake. So students who fall intake may try their application for the spring intake, because there are many courses still in the spring intake. But then one need to remember the majority of the courses are available for the fall intake, and comparatively less courses will be there for the spring intake. And then there are certain university who also have a summers intake, which actually typically starts in the month of May. Let's talk about the average fees per annum. If we talk about, because most of us actually aims for Ivy League and other private institutions. So if you talk about the Ivy League kind of an institution, so your average fees will be somewhere between 70,000 to 80,000 USD per year. But there is nothing to get afraid of. These are before aid. So when you research about this fees and other thing, you need to be clear that those fees that are being mentioned over there are before aid or after aid, because when you go into the website you will find both sort of information and it might be confusing. Take an example of Harvard University. So the before aid annual cost would be around 75,000 United States dollar, which is obviously exorbitantly high, and many will feel disheartened that they may not be able to cover the entire expenses of their study. But then most of the people in the public and the private university may get one or other kind of a grants. So when you deduct the main fees minus this grants, so there come certain other amounts. For an example, here I have written after aid 15k to 35k. So like when as I was talking about Harvard University, so before aid may be 75k, but as it is a very big university, reputed one, so they get a lot of grants and scholarship. In the same way, public universities, as they are state-owned universities, so obviously their fees will be less. So before aid they will get certain like 30k to 40k is the original sticker price we say. After aid, that means after grants and or scholarship, one could expect that the yearly cost may range between 15,000 to 20 or 25,000 United States dollar per year. Lastly, let us talk about the basic eligibility. Every university does have a different criteria for the admissions. They look your past performance in the, like if you are going for the graduate courses, that means for the masters, they will look your overall performance in your college, bachelor's degree that you did over here, plus the number of backs that you have. Other important things like the SOP plays a very crucial role for your overall admission success. Bachelor student, they need to do SAT or ACT courses. They have to apply and they have to get good number. And then there is a website called College Scorecard. There you can actually see that how much SAT scores are required in your critical reading or critical maths or such kind of things. And when I suppose an Ivy League institution, then how much should be your score. So SAT scores are required if you want to do a bachelor's, that means undergraduate course, and that means if you are going after 12th, then you need to give SAT. And if you are going graduate courses, that means master courses, so you may be required. It's not mandatory everywhere, but you may be required to give GRE examinations. Also plays a crucial role for your scholarship success. So these are the things that may be required. Apart from this, any language assessment test like IELTS or TOEFL is also required. So that's it for today. Hope you have liked this video. If you have any further queries, you can pen down in the comment section, and I really request you to please subscribe, consider subscribing my channel, and if you have liked it, please press the like button and also share it among your friends who feels that they may be in need of this information. Thank you for watching this video. This is Sagar Shridesh from Komet Study Abroad. See you in next video. Till then, bye bye.